Yo, what's up? This is Mike Waters, Phase One Sports, right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And today I'm checking in because I just received my new AUVON TENS massager. So if you're not familiar with these are one of the best tools on the market for athlete recovery, muscle recovery, as well as muscle stimulation. So I got it in the mail. I'm excited. So let's check it out and put it to use. All right, so here's the actual unit. So let's pull that out. There we go. All right, let's take that off. Nice. So you see it kind of reminds you of a little iPhone or something. It's got a nice, cool, modern look to it. Awesome, too. They also included a little carrying case or pouch. That's awesome. Love it. Because these are definitely the type of units that you can take on the road with you. If you're an athlete, take it to your games, competitions, which is great. So this is your actual storage pad. So this one is where you actually store these once you start use, which keeps them away from dust, helps them last a little bit longer. So definitely great to have. So let's see. So we have a few different options on our pad. So some of the larger ones, which these are great if you're using it on, your trap muscle or your larger muscle groups. You can use the larger pads, or you can go ahead and use the smaller, which would be considered more the standard pad. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably utilize these today for this test. So I'll pull those out. And it's very important to, after every use, make sure you put these back onto the plastic or into the holder. And every once in a while, it's also good to put a little bit of water on there before you stick them, just to help the longevity, because you need these to last. So I'll leave those there. Let's see what's in here. So it looks like our charger, which is awesome. Comes with your plug-in for your outlet, as well as a USB charger, which is great. Keeps everything going. And now these are your actual wires to connect the actual pads to the unit. So let's go ahead and open up one of these. So it looks like we have, looks like they included four different sets, which is awesome because each one will have 2 connections for your stim unit. So let's go ahead and open that up. And here's all your settings at the top. So you see A1, A2, B1, B2. So we'll go right into A1 for that one. And actually, just to have a little bit of fun today, which sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But every now and then, if you're really sore, you could actually add multiple stems at the same time, which is going to be more of your treatment. So let's go ahead and go A1 as well as A2, which now gives us 4 connection points. So if we have 4 connection points, we need 4 pads. So let's do it. Perfect. So now the first thing that you want to ask yourself is, what area do you really want to focus on? So depending on what the issue is. So for me, at 42 years old, I do a lot of high intensity performance training. So my body's always sore, always beat up. Recovery, as I get older, it seems like it's just taking longer and longer for my body to actually recover. So I'm going to use it more for recovery, but you can also use it for muscle stimulation. So basically you can kind of create your own workout by using the stim unit to activate certain muscle groups and muscle fiber. But I'm going to use it for recovery, which is going to help with blood flow, your overall circulation, and just speed up your recovery process. So I had leg day a couple days ago, and so that's number 1. So I'm going to focus on my quad today to get that muscle activation and recovery going. And then also my left shoulder has been bothering me slightly, probably an old football injury or something, but I'm also going to put 2 pads on my shoulder to see if I can get some stimulation there as well for recovery. So let's go ahead and get that set up now. All right. And you typically want to create enough space between your 2 units, between your actual 2 pads. So in this case, I'm going to go 1 more on the back side, and then now that current will create a stimulation throughout my entire delt. So that's what you want to try to create. Make sure it's on a flat surface. Make sure your pads are secure. because it's going to send that current or that stimulation through the pad. So you want to make sure it's nice and flat onto your skin. So next two, we're going to change the game. Let me get comfortable here. Let's go. We're going to go with quad stimulation on this one. So let's separate it here. Let's go center, lower. And as you get familiar, you can select different placement points. In the manual, I'm sure there's some different graphics and stuff to help you with the location. So I'm going to go quad here. I got shoulder already dialed in. So now let's power up the unit. So once you get into the actual unit, so you see here that when I select the middle button, it goes back and forth between A and B. Whichever one is flashing is going to be your active one. So since we decided to go with A1 and A2, you're basically going to have all the stimulation going right through A. So if you want to separate those, which also allows you to adjust the intensity more individual, we could always put one into B and kind of work on both sides. So, but let's go ahead and let's get it started. So here's some other choices which I think are very cool. The left side, the tens option, is going to be more your muscle recovery, things along those lines. The EMS is going to be more your muscle stimulation. So you have some options here, and it looks like a total of 24 settings, which is crazy. I mean, that's a lot of options. Each one kind of targets certain areas and depending on what the issue is. But great concept right there. I love all the options. So let's go mode here. And let's go 10 and we'll select. All right, so 10, and now we are going to go ahead and start the activation. So this plus and minus, this is going to control your intensity. So of course the plus is going to increase that. Right here along the left hand side is your actual bar that shows you what level you're at. So you see I'm only at 2 and I already feel a slight stimulation through my quad as well as my shoulder. So now you want to find that balance. So you want enough stimulation to where it's tolerable. You don't want to create excessive pain throughout your recovery process, but you also want to have enough stimulation to where you feel that muscle firing, going through a fire in kind of a relaxed state, which is going to help the recovery and the circulation overall. So I'm going to turn it up just a little bit more. All right, so now if you look at my shoulder, which I think is cool here, it'll come back and you'll be able to see really the stimulation, the movement in my shoulder, which, like I said, is going to be great because this shoulder's been giving me some issues lately. I'm sure it's just an old injury or something along those lines, but creating that extra stimulation, especially on a recovery day, is definitely going to help speed up that process and make sure I can keep training at a high level, which I love to do. So, you see the one on my quad, you're starting to get a little bit of movement on the quad. So on that one, it may have been a better idea to put that on a different one in order to increase the intensity on just the quad. Being a larger muscle group, I'm sure it could have dealt with maybe 2 or 3 more levels higher, but since I'm on A1 and A2, that would also increase the shoulder, which is doing pretty well. So I think we're in a good spot. So at the end of the day, man, I love the features. I love the different options, the 24 modes, the 10s versus the muscle stimulation option. You could also control your time here just by pressing this T button. So every time you press that, it increases. So right now we're up to 30 minutes. I recommend a minimum of 20. Minimum of 20. If you can do 30 minutes, that would be great. But minimum 20 to get the most impact and the most effect. So I love the options. I love the choices. The screen is dope. It's real chill. It's compact, so you can throw it in your bag. You can throw it in your pocket for that matter. And that way you're always ready for recovery or stimulation, whichever you choose to use it for. But definitely love it. I'm excited. It's a part of my recovery now. Going forward, I will be using this a couple days a week to make sure I can keep training at a high level. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one.